Today we're going to be reviewing the Pac Mul Poncho Liner, aka the GI Woobie. At the time of this review, this particular poncho liner is $38.95 on Amazon. Its specs are 2 pounds, 82 inches by 60 inches, and so let's get into it. So this poncho liner comes in this stuff sack, drawstring cord, all that. It's got a built-in handle here, kind of nice. It'd be cooler if this was a compression bag, because this could be compressed down even smaller. So if you're not familiar with what a poncho liner is, let me get it out and show you. Looks nice. Feels like a GI poncho liner. So a poncho liner essentially is this lightweight blanket, and it's got an outer layer of a ripstop fabric that is like a nylon ripstop, okay, and then sandwiched in between these two layers is a batting or insulation layer, and you can see the stitching here is just to keep the batting or insulation from moving around. And that's essentially what a GI poncho liner, aka the Woobie, is called. A lot of soldiers didn't start calling them Woobies until after the 90s, about the time I was getting out of the military. We just called them poncho liners. But I guess, you know, like anything, it gets a nickname, and next thing you know, everybody's calling it a Woobie. But so there is the Pac Mul one. Now here I have an old GI one. You can see the color difference. Now this old GI one has seen some action, let me tell you. And here's what starts to happen to these poncho liners after a lot of use. You can see the stitching for the batting is coming undone. The stitching starts breaking down, and when enough of this stitching, ooh, I don't know what the heck that is. Must have been something from the field I brought in. Okay. When the stitching breaks down in these enough, what ends up happening is you just end up with a cover with the batting that moves around in it, and it's pretty much at that point needs to be retired. It's not usable anymore. So let me get these laid out side by side, and we'll take a look at them and compare them. Here we are laid out side to side. We got the USGI here on the left, Pac Mul on the right. And like I said, you can see the color difference. It's not terrible, but there is a color difference. Another thing to note is that tag right there. We will take a closer look at that here in a minute. The tag on my old GI poncho liner has deteriorated and completely fallen away. So let's get up close and let's take a look at that Pac Mul tag. So take a look at this Pac Mul tag. Try to get the glare off. It says liner wet weather poncho. Spread poncho flat on ground. Make sure that the hood opening is tightly closed, and on the ground side place the liner on poncho, matching the tie laces on liner with grommets on poncho. Tie together. If the poncho and liner combination to be used as a sleeping bag, snap the sides of the poncho together along their entire length and tuck the foot end under to keep the feet from sticking out. Caution, do not fasten the snap fasteners together when used as a sleeping bag in combat areas. It cannot be opened quickly. Well, that's not entirely true. I've done that combination and been able to bust out of it pretty damn fast when I needed to. Poncho and liner combination can be used as a wraparound sleeping bag or blanket. The liner without the poncho can be used as a blanket when sleeping under cover or as a jungle hammock. Keep liner away from open sparks. Do not smoke in bed. Blah blah blah. hand laundered, use mild soap, lukewarm water, do not boil, do not dry clean, outer shell, 100% nylon batting, 100% polyester. Pacmul.com. Okay. If we go over here to the GI one, I can just show you, this is where the tag used to be on the GI one. It's just completely gone. You know, it's just deteriorated. So whether or not this guy holds up like the GI one did, time will tell. I really have no way of testing. I can say it feels like it's quality. I don't know. The GI one I have over here is about 8.5. I'm saying maybe close to 10 years old, actually, the more I think of it. And I've used it outdoors quite a bit. So, but the thing is, like I said, the stitching always breaks down over time. And that's hand washing it, and that's being really careful. But, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Pac Mul here, and I'm going to take a poncho. I'm going to set it up like a sleeping bag so I can show you what that looks like. Okay, we're going to be using the USGI poncho for this demonstration. So first step is to undo it. Here is the hood. There's the drawstring. So we're going to draw this as tightly as we can. We'll shrink up the hood. Okay, we're going to lock that down. Then when you have the drawstring cinched up like this, take the hood, fold it over, take the drawstring, wrap it around the hood. Okay, tuck this up and under. Takes a little bit of finagling to get it. You just don't want it coming undone easily. Okay. And now the hood is secure. Now we want to lay this out with the hood facing on the ground. So we have the GI poncho laid out with the hood facing on the ground. This is the inside of the poncho. Now we're going to take this poncho liner and we're going to put it on top of the GI poncho, and we're going to use these strings right here, and we're going to go through the grommets and tie it off. That's the next step. So I'll bring you back when I got that done. Now we have it tied at all the grommet points. I'll show you here. Just a simple shoelace knot, nothing too exotic. Now we're going to fold this way where the snaps meet up, and we're going to snap it up and kind of form a sleeping bag. So when I have that done, I'll bring you back and show you what that looks like. So here we are. The side is snapped up. That's the end you would shimmy your way down in. Here's the foot end, which we have to tuck under, and I'm going to do that right now. So we have the foot end here tucked under, and there is our makeshift sleeping bag. Now, I know this doesn't look like much, but this will keep you warm to about 40 degrees laying on the ground. The poncho itself acts like a waterproof layer, and it also acts as a vapor barrier. So if you do have winds and it's cold at night, this will block a lot of the wind. And the poncho liner itself is very warm. It reflects a lot of the heat back on you. This works surprisingly well, and it's very simple. I've done this many times. I'd climb in it right now to show you what it looks like, but it's almost 90 degrees out here in the sun, so I really don't want to cook. I'm already sweaty, but you get the basic idea. So let me get the Pac Mul back in its stuff sack, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. Oh, one other thing I wanted to point out was these tie-offs that are on the Pac Mul here. Let me see if I can get that. There we go. These tie-offs, I really like these. They're a lot heavier than the USGI one. Let me go grab the USGI one, bring it over here and show you. So while I was doing this up, I really like how big and robust these are. It'd be easy to manipulate with a pair of gloves on. Here's the USGI one. They're very small, and I can speak from personal experience when your hands are cold and maybe you're half frozen and you want to do something like this up. These little cords are kind of a pain. I do like this better than the USGI. Okay, let me get everything back in its carrier and I'll give you my final thoughts. So what do I think of the Pac Mul Poncho Liner? I think for the money, it's pretty damn good. It feels like quality material. It has really nice tie-out cords, and I gotta tell you, if you've never had a poncho liner or used a poncho liner in the outdoors, you do not know what you're missing. It is the ultimate lightweight blanket. It just keeps you warm. A lot of GIs have a lot of fond memories about their poncho liner. I mean, and if you know somebody who's ex-military and you want to get them a gift, a nostalgic gift, a poncho liner, I don't care what branch of the service they were in, they probably used the poncho liner at one point or another. And like I said, everything in the service ends up eventually getting a nickname. You know, these younger soldiers started calling this a Woobie, which I find amusing. But whatever. But Pac Mul Poncho Liner, for the money, good value. I appreciate it. I'd probably buy it again if I needed to. My only criticism is this stuff sack. I wish somebody'd make a stuff sack like this that was a compression bag. So then you could compress this down like really small to go in your pack. Little tip, if you do get one and use it, when you put it in your pack, make sure that you put this in a waterproof bag with your clothes that you're going to change into. You don't want it to get wet. It will dry out pretty quick if you lay it out in the sun, but like any other blanket, you don't want to get it wet. So that is it for the review of the Pac Mul Poncho Liner. And I'll see y'all later out in the woods.